I think if we reach a certain point, we're gonna like kind of look back and be like, oh fuck, like we really made a mess of things.
Do you think it's getting oversaturated?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, especially Drag Race for me.
Oh yeah,
has become a little too much.
Yeah, and that's kind of the beast, I guess, in my opinion, is that like we're kind of looking at Drag Race as a standard.
Yeah.
Whether we want to or not, it's kind of just like subconsciously in our brains, especially like audience members too.
Yeah.
They expect, you know, fully put together runway designs. Yeah, and not all of us can A, afford that, or B, want that, or like want to do that.
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events. Fortunate events. Fortunate events. Series of fortunate events.
Perfect. Cards for you.
Of course I've got cards for you. I've got cards just for you. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events, a podcast brought to you by who? It's me, MeMeCherry. And I'm joined today by artiste, drag performer, just gorgeous, beautiful human, the beauty. It's Bonita Rose.
It's me. Hi. Hello.
How are you?
I'm so tired. I just had to take BART from San Jose to Hayward to get ready to come to BART to here to Oakland. And then after this, I'm going to go take BART again to Oasis.
Booked and busy is what she's trying to tell us. Booked and busy.
Booked, busy, and I have a lot of obligations as a queer person.
Yes. And that reminds me, I should do a pronoun check with you at the top of the show so that I don't accidentally misgender with you. What would you prefer for me to use?
I like she, her, and they, them.
Okay,
the
perfect. Because I feel like I almost accidentally misgendered you earlier. And it's like, oh, fuck. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying. And especially like Spanish, sometimes I forget how gendered it is. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, anyways, belleza. There we go.
Gracias.
A little gender neutral. So, welcome to the pod.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes, of course. We've run into each other a few times en la escena, on the scene. Mm-hmm. Sometimes at like cute little parties, sometimes at cute little surprise birthday parties. That was so much fun. And I remember, I think it was me and Beef and maybe Eris, and we were like joking about Kiki, KaiKai pill.
Oh, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you just see Bonita like it's like a
I don't
tennis
know what this
match.
Context is, yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? And we were like, oh, this game, you've come up a few times. Everybody wants to either Kiki or KaiKai with you.
Wow, what an honor.
Yes. Well, speaking of the scene, la escena, all those things, one of the things that you do is drag. Classic series of fortunate events question at this point.
Ooh.
Bonita, why drag?
Why drag?
¿Por qué el drag?
Why? I tell myself that every time I'm like in the morning getting ready for brunch. Why drag? Yeah. Yeah. The tears are like blending into my foundation. Yeah.
There you go.
No, I do drag for many reasons. A lot of it has to do with my gender identity. Okay. It really helps me explore and figure out what it is that, you know, how I feel like I want to present to the world.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful space to be able to be free in.
Yes.
Or to feel free in.
Yes.
So I think that's probably the biggest reason. It's like a great encompassment of like all the parts of my identity, my artistic side, my gender, my need to be like understood and you know, and to feel that love from the community.
Yes.
And it's, you know, it's packaged in a beautiful bow that is drag.
Gorgeous. I mean, if you do not know Bonita Rose, if this is your introduction, run to the Instagram account, because I mean, when I say the beauty, it's just gorgeous.
Thank you.
And so you have a very, one of the things that I'm very excited about this season on Series of Fortunate Events is that we're featuring such a wide range of performers and art styles. you are very, like, you curate your look.
Ooh, I like that word.
Yes, it's very intentional. There's a lot of attention to detail. You can go micro, you can go macro on your look and find something in the big, in the small. What is it about, like, that attention to detail? Like, is it like your astrological sign, or you're just like a type A personality? Because it's just like, it's very high attention to detail.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I would say it comes from my fine art background. I
Okay.
went to school for studio art. I dropped out, but I'm a painter. That was my first love, is how I like to call it. Is
Yeah.
I'm a painter, a 2D artist, I guess. I like to draw. I like to paint.
Yes.
And that's kind of like the approach that I take for when it comes to my looks. Like, I kind of treat it as the canvas.
Yeah.
And how many details does it take for the artwork to be complete?
Yeah.
And especially like my photos on Instagram, like that is very intentional because
Yes.
it is a canvas essentially. It's the
Yes.
square.
Yes.
That my look can shine in the most. Yeah.
Yeah, you put a lot of thought into it. Your pictures, the presentation, and so interesting that you mentioned your fine art background, and that you're a painter, you're a drawer. Drawer, is that the right word?
Drawer, yeah.
Yeah, right. Drawer? No, drawer. I just recently went back to school this semester because I was at a wedding and I missed the first class. I got kicked out of like the one class I was going to take this semester, so I ended up making the podcast my class for the semester. But I took a botanical drawing class last
Ooh.
year, and I'm trying to pursue art myself.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimately, it'll probably take me a billion years, but the path for me is the fine art path, because there's something about having like different modalities, different expressions of art that like really inspire me,
Yeah.
because I'm a photographer. I like to paint. I don't think you weren't part of the Oaklash debrief. So like, if you come to my apartment, like, it looks like a mini little art gallery.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And it's like paintings and drawings, but like Funko Pop dolls and like, Tokidokis, and like,
Yeah.
it's just really random. So what are when you draw from that artist background and you apply it to your drag, what are some of your inspirations from like the art world, and what are some of your inspirations from the drag world?
It's okay. Well, I guess nowadays my inspirations kind of come from being queer and being in the drag scene.
Yeah.
When I was a painter, I frequently ran into a problem of like not really knowing what it was that I wanted to say with my art. I've always loved drawing people and figures, but something about getting like my emotions to be able to come out onto the painting, there was like a bit of a blockage there.
Yeah.
And now that I can like pull from this very, very vulnerable place that I didn't even know like existed.
Yeah.
But now that I'm like immersed in the scene and very comfortable with like my gender and sexuality and all that.
Yeah. Your
it's-
queerness.
It's my queerness. It's so much easier to draw from in here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, being authentic is a gift. It's a blessing. It's a curse. It's interesting. Like, I just started really putting myself back out there in terms of dating. I unfortunately got caught up in the web of like a really sophisticated catfish, which it's okay. It just like inspired me to get my shit together. I'm doing 75 hard right now, 75 days of like really trying to improve myself.
Yeah.
When I thought that like this really hot
Virgin
rich guy,
mojitos.
virgin mojitos. When I thought this really hot, tall, rich guy was into me, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get my shit together. But I say all that to say that like it's also sad, because I've been trying to expand my mind in terms of like who I match with, right? Like, oh, maybe some of these people that I wouldn't necessarily match with before, let me give new people a try, because if you want to have a different outcome, you got to try something new. And so like, I had matched with somebody, we'd exchanged numbers, we were like chatting, he like lived close by, I was getting so excited. And then like, at first, when I was first chatting to people, I wouldn't tell them about the podcast, because I was scared about saying basically that I feature a lot of drag queens, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Drag performers. And so this guy, it literally happened today.
Oh no.
And he was like, oh, you have a podcast? Like, what's your podcast? And he was like all into me. What's your podcast? I was like, oh, I feature performers, comedians, podcasters, drag performers. And then he was like, oh, have a good podcast. And then he unmatched with me.
No.
And it like kind of broke my my heart a little bit. And then, like, literally on the way here, I was like, Mariana, anybody that's not okay with drag queens is not okay with you.
Exactly.
And, like, you should not compromise yourself. If you're compromising yourself this early, like, there's something wrong with that. But it's just such a bummer.
Yeah, that is. But it's all like it's the ultimate red flag if they're not into that.
I know. And so, like, you are very authentically you. Like, you show up in the world very authentically you. I think it's one of the reasons why I love your drawings too, is because the most simple, like, you know, ink drawing, I can feel the emotion in it. I can feel, again, your authenticity that comes through in it. And so, how did you get so comfortable being so authentically you?
Well, that's interesting that you see me as living authentically. I think living authentically as like who I am, 100% is like kind of a daily challenge for me, or like a daily kind of goal to reach, a journey. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say that I'm like always 100% living as myself. Sure. Sometimes when I'm on bar and I'm like, you know, hiding away from the world when I'm like in makeup, I am not living 100% authentically, you know? But also like when I'm with friends or with certain people, I kind of, you know, change my personalities depending on where I'm at. Yeah. So I guess all that's to say, I'm still kind of figuring it out.
We all are,
what the best way to go about it, or like who even is this person that I'm trying to get out there. Yeah. But I'm definitely at a much better place than I was, I don't know, even last year or 5 years ago.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for us. We'll keep trying.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like through art and through expression and
community.
All that good shit. Yeah, and through community. Finding out who your real friends are and finding out, you know, where it is that you feel safest with.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I had part of my drag family over last night for dinner. I hosted Mama Celeste, Hans, and Hans's partner for dinner last night. And I told them about the catfish story, and like they were like so nice. And one of the things that this asshole was saying when he got aggressive because I refused to get conned, because ultimately it was just a long con, a scam. He was like, "Oh, you're not worthy of love."
Whoa.
And like he said even uglier things than that. And I was like, in that moment, I was like, "No, you're wrong."
Yeah.
Like
wow.
I am I am very loved, actually.
Good for you. Yeah, I'm glad that you can feel that and you can know that.
It took a second.
Yeah.
But because I've been in abusive relationships before, sadly, I reckon like the love was like all that, like, oh my God, you're so great, you're so great, you're so great. I was eating it up because I'm so not used to it. And it's sad that as soon as he got abusive, I was like, oh, I know what this is. This is abuse. This is not love. But you know, so that's what I was thinking about when I was getting in the car today, because I was like, I can't not have people like Mama in my life.
Right.
I can't not have people like Hands in my life. Like, I'm not gonna reject my community for like a potential husband.
Right.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Where they do that at? Somewhere, not me.
Yeah.
So sorry, it's like it's a little therapy today. It's been weird. So back to my notes. Do you have any aspirations for your your visual art with your hands that you make with your hands?
Yeah, I've always wanted to have a solo show.
Oh.
I've always wanted to, like have a gallery space where all of my artwork is all around, and maybe I show up in drag, and like all my friends and family are there and seeing like a full collection or a full series. Yeah. That's still one of the goals, and that's always been a goal since like high school.
Oh, that's so gorgeous. I love that.
And yeah, I think I just want, I really want to marry the brand of my paintings and my drag, and just to kind of just be one entity that people recognize and, you know, want to support.
Yeah, yes. When Gio marries Bonita.
Exactly. Oh my God, yeah.
Ooh, that could be a show right there. So in my little pre-production
very chaotic room.
Yes. I love chaos. My artistic motto is currently curating chaos coalescing.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, it
what
has
was that
been
last
for years.
word?
Coalescing. When things come
hot.
together, right?
Yeah. Oh,
and there's
that is
something
hot.
about like the CCCC.
Yeah.
Chaos. Currently curating chaos coalescing. That's me. So I have little pre-production questions when people book themselves for the show. And you mentioned that you're nerdy about video games and anime. What's your favorite video game? Because I'm a little bit of a secret gamer.
I nowadays I really only play Smash Brothers and
cute.
Pokemon. I only play Pokemon like when the games come out, and then I beat them, and then I'm like over it. I'm like, I don't have time for this anymore. I just want to get through this. Smash Brothers. When I should be working on plenty of other things, I boot up Smash Brothers and I play online.
I love that. Yeah. No, I go through phases. It's like I'll pick a game up and then I put it down. I'll pick a game up and I'll put it down. Like the new Zelda came out. I was on it like white on rice, and then I'm almost finished, kind of, sorta, and that's where I'm like, I kind of like, I'm just like, I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
So I kind of like set it aside for a bit, and I don't finish it, and then I picked Animal Crossing back up because I know people that play it. I had my neighbors were like, we haven't seen you in a year and 9 months. Damn, cunt. Nice to see you too. Yes. Thank you for calling me out. And another thing that you said that you were nerdy about is anime.
Yeah.
That's something I want to get into.
Ooh, interesting.
It's like people that I think are really cool are really into it. But it's just...
That is a far cry from high school days.
I know, right? Yeah, most things are. But to me, it's like intimidating. Like, which one, like...
No,
so
it's a very vast world to get into. Yeah.
Yeah, if you were going to recommend for like a newbie that wants to get into anime, what is the anime?
I mean, I would say the big ones, like
Okay.
the big popular ones are like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was that was a lot off the hand.
That sounds like a band.
Yeah, it does, huh? I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but
that's the
Full
one.
Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is like, it kind of is anime incarnate. It's like it has everything that you would expect from like a shonen anime, which is like an action-y kind of action adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really nerdy. There's like magic and like, you know.
Is Samurai Jack considered anime?
Samurai Jack is like American.
Yeah.
I don't really know where the distinction ends and begins there, but Samurai Jack is, you know,
Colonizers
it's that
decolonizing.
it's that nerdy
Because I love
that
Samurai
nerdy
Jack.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get into it.
I think you'd like anime. I think you'd have to find the one though.
Yeah.
The one that gets you into it.
Because I love I love colorful things.
Yeah.
I love art.
Mm-hmm.
I love, you know, all kinds of things. And again, I'm trying to expand my mind and expand my hobbies, expand what turns me on.
Yeah. It's out there.
So please tell me, Bonita Rose, in your cunty opinion, what do you think of the current state of drag?
The current state of drag
Yes.
is weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah?
It's like, I've only been doing drag for 4 years. I got into drag because of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh.
Around 2016, and
Drag
I started
Race,
doing
baby!
drag. Yeah, and I started doing drag in 2019. I was a DragCon baby.
Oh.
Yeah. Since then, I've
2019?
been 2019. Yeah, 2019
we
is
were
when I
at
started.
the same drag con.
Oh my God, yes! I was going to DragCon
amazing.
since like 2017.
Yes.
And then 2019 is the one that I like went in drag, and
Yes.
that's like the first time that I was my character.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we probably like brushed
Yeah.
brushed shoulders.
I'm sure I probably was trying to take your picture. I used to go to drag con. I was media for a few years.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and then I was supposed to I started like a little spin-off podcast with another YouTuber, and we were supposed to go together, and then I turned on my TV. He was on live talking shit about me.
Oh.
Like
Wow.
sub kind of like,
Wow.
you know, not saying my name, but I knew he was talking about me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to DragCon. And so I didn't go that year, and I haven't been back.
Oh.
I know. But next year, I think I'll try to go again next year if I can get the press pass again.
Yeah, I want to go. I didn't get to go last year, or this year, because it was just a whirlwind.
Yeah.
By the time that like DragCon came around, I was like, I have no tickets, I have no hotel, I
Yeah.
have like, this is not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also too close to Oaklash.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that's what it was. I was like, I have Oaklash to worry about. I have like this and this to worry about. Like, I just can't do that.
Yeah, and Oaklash will always trump DragCon. I'm so sorry, mother, but not my mother, but the big mother.
Ooh, not Big Mother.
No, 'cause
she's
Mama-
watching.
Something falls down. Okay, good.
Uh,
Nothing
but,
fell off.
Drag,
Yes.
I think is really interesting.
Sorry, we
There's-
went on a total
Yeah,
tangent.
we did. DragCon's fun to talk about. There's 5 million drag performers. There's
Yes.
5 million drag shows. There's, X amount of bars. New ones are opening, new ones are closing, or like old ones are closing. There's brunches, there's night shows, there's dance parties, there's raves, it's a lot. It's kind of overwhelming at times,
Yes.
but I would say it's really fun to navigate and learn to adapt.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I also think it's how do I say this?
In
How
her
do I
country
say
opinion.
I'm not gonna say there's too many drag performers because I do believe that everybody should feel like they can participate in this art form.
And people cycle in and out.
Yeah, they cycle in and out, and who lasts longer than X amount of time.
Like Survivor.
I think I think if we reach a certain point, we're gonna like kind of look back and be like, oh fuck, like we really made a mess of things.
Do you think it's getting oversaturated?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Especially Drag Race for me.
Oh yeah.
Has become a little too much.
Yeah, and that's kind of the beast, I guess, in my opinion, is that like we're kind of looking at Drag Race as a standard.
Yeah.
Whether we want to or not, it's kind
Yeah.
of just like subconsciously in our brains, especially like audience members too.
Yeah.
They expect, fully put together runway
Realized everything,
designs.
yeah.
And not all of us can A, afford that, or B, want that, or like want to do that.
Oh, thank you.
We
We've
got
got some audience.
audience.
Yeah, audience. We love an audience. Well, I know that you run a certain little show with one of my favorite people in the world. You run a little party
It is a little party
with Beefcake.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about your little party.
So we throw a party. Yeah, we're one of the fucking 5 million parties in the Bay. But we throw a party at Oasis. It's like quarterly or like kind of just like when we can get to it. Seasonal.
Like pumpkin spice.
And yeah, so look forward to us. The concept of the party is, it's like a monochromatic dance party, where we encourage people to come dressed in the color of the month.
Yes.
And we book a drag show full of performers that will be interpreting the color in their own unique ways.
Yes.
And we're all wearing blue, or we're all wearing that color.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. we're all wearing that color.
They're gonna have to wait. We're all wearing quack.
Yeah.
I love quacking things when they're not supposed to be said.
And yeah, we're all wearing
Quack.
that color. And we just
Pink was the kickoff.
yeah,
one,
the
right?
pink happened during Pride season, and it was a really cute night. Yeah, it was a cute night.
It was cute.
Cornbread came.
Yes, iconic.
So
We love
iconic.
cornbread.
Yeah. And a lot of my friends came, and a lot of strangers came, which I love.
Oh, cute.
Love to meet new people. And where was I going?
Well, I can actually dig a little deeper with you.
Please.
I love digging deeper.
Especially with me.
That'll be in the commercial break. So I just had my first live show, which also was my drag debut. And it was my first time. I've been a fan of drag for 8-9 years now. This was my first time booking a drag show. It was interesting, to say the least. What has been the rose and the thorn of running and booking your own show?
The rose is, I've always wanted to do this. I just love throwing parties and
Yeah.
being the center of attention.
Yes.
I used to throw house parties back in my youth.
Cute.
And that kind of just kept going. Like I loved when I would go to parties, I would be like, oh, how would I do something like this?
Yeah.
And now that I'm doing it, it feels amazing. It's like it's been a lifelong dream. It's been a dream that I've had since I started doing drag.
Yeah.
And yeah, it feels really rewarding.
What's the thorn?
The thorn is all the freaking stress that comes with it. It's
hard booking people.
It's hard. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
and
I didn't realize how hard it was.
it's work that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun work, but
Yeah.
it was work.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially the last one we did was like during Pride, so I was amongst all the freaking chaos of Pride month.
Yeah. Yeah, I did mine at the beginning of October, wanting to like line up, given that it was my drag debut. I was like, oh, Halloween drag baby. But I was smart enough to not do it too close to Halloween. But child, I didn't know I was competing with so much like first weekend of October.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's been like the entire month of October has been this, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 but it's been great. It's been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you blue 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 blue. You pull together this very cunty, fabulous crystal ball. You rub it just right. What does Bonita's future look like?
I just want to be able to do what I'm doing for more money. Or
Pay
to
her.
at least been able to, I want to find a good balance between work life, social life, and like
Yes.
my creative life, I guess.
Yeah.
Whether that would mean like, taking drag further, maybe making some appearances
Yeah.
on certain platforms.
Yeah.
Or, I've always wanted to go viral, or I've always wanted a following on Instagram or
Yeah.
something like that. And that's kind of like what I'm working towards, is like beefing up my Instagram and,
Your brand.
my brand, and just like,
Which is
I
such
want
an annoying word, but it's real.
I
But it's
l-
like, it's the right word.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be one of those drag performers that just because they're really good at what they do.
Yeah.
You know, I want someone in like another country or another state to like be like, oh, that Bonita Rose girl. Like I've been following her for years. Like I'm glad to see
Yeah.
her thriving. That's what I want.
So look out for Bonita Rose at DragCon 2025 in London with all the Spain girls,
Yeah.
because that's where all the Spain girls go. That's the DragCon that I need to make it out to, is the London one at some point somehow. Maybe one of these days. I've gone to London twice, both times for work, because work took me out there. It would be such a dream if magically those lined up, but it always happens in January around my birthday. I'm like, really, mother. Well, speaking of not mothers, because you're not my mother, which is why I can flirt with you during the commercial break. And if you've been watching this podcast, you know I like to flirt with my guests. So we're gonna do that right now in the commercial break. Wait.
In my crumble opinion. Hi, I'm Phoebe Cakes, and you're tuning in to In My Crumble Opinion. Hello, my little crumb whores. Hi, my little crumb dumpsters. Hello, my little crumb guzzlers. Welcome, my little crumb dumpsters. Hello, my little crumb guzzlers. Hello, my little crumb hungry sub pigs. Hello, my little crumb buckets. Hello, my little cum lovers. Oh my god, I said cum lovers. Hello, my little crumb lovers. Go ahead and like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on all social media platforms.
Oh my god, that was so gay.
Yeah, that was gay. Once again, I am Phoebe Cakes. In my crumble opinion.
Bada bing, bada boom. Hello.
Bada bing, bada bang. That's a different podcast. Shout out Rotten Mango. Okay, so during the commercial break, we went in the back. We created our own Death Becomes Her potion so that I can look just as lovely as Bonita does, maybe like 20% of the time. So we had an amazing deep dive into each other's brains and recent musings and outings. But now, are you ready to play some games?
Yes.
Perfect. So as teased earlier, you were overhearing us talk about
Oh yeah.
Kiki KaiKai pill. So I've brought out classic Kiki KaiKai pill, and we are using some people that you might recognize.
Okay.
So you know what a Kiki is?
Yes.
You know what a KaiKai is?
Yes.
And the pill is because we don't kill people around here. And actually, we don't do pills anymore either. It's supposed to be a bill.
A bill.
Because we're no longer drugging people
We
either.
are not drugging people.
So we're sending them a bill.
A bill.
It's
Okay,
either
yeah.
because they're too beautiful or for your services or whatever.
Okay.
We send them a bill. We don't do pills anymore, Mariana. And that's like a quack. Okay. Being sober is really working for me. Kiki KaiKai Bill. First up, we have your party partner beefcakes.
Okay.
Sticking to the cake family, we have Angel Cakes.
Okay.
And we have the matriarch herself, one of my
Okay.
obsessions, Phoebe Cakes.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Kiki KaiKai Bill.
Whoa.
Are you stumped? Are you stumped?
A little bit. Okay, well, I'll bill. I mean, I've always wanted to be in the middle of Phoebe and Angel's dynamic. So how about I Kiki and KaiKai with both of them?
Yes!
And then I'll just bill beef for whatever expenses we're going to have for our party.
There you go. Phoebe and Angel and their partner had a housewarming party on Sunday. And on the flyer, it said that there were some warm hours and there were some hot hours later. And I think when I got there, everybody was just kind of looking at me like, girl, you here for the warm or the hot? I'm like, I think it's already hot, so I'm going to go ahead and let you all enjoy. Because, yeah, I mean, yeah, that was cute. That was fun. I would also... Never ever have I wanted to be a tiny white twink more than it is when I'm around Phoebe Cakes. Next up on our Kiki KaiKai Bill, we have Hennessy Williams.
Ooh, okay.
We have La Chucha.
Oh,
And we have Amora Tees.
Okay.
I love that it went from ooh, blah, We got another Things that make you go. Chucha came in second place again at the Halloween. Perpetual number 2. I love you, Chucha.
Oh Lord. Okay, I would Kiki with
I love a stumper.
Yeah, this is a stumper. Okay, let me weigh out my options.
Yes. Pros and
There's
pros.
pros and cons. There's cons. Okay, I would KaiKai with Hennessy
Yes.
because if we could
because
get Eddie in there,
oh,
we
see?
would have a ball.
This is a trend alert. Everybody wants Hennessy. Everybody wants Hennessy. But everybody wants Eddie just a tiny bit more. And Hennessy's okay with that. So we have La Chucha.
Listen, I love me some Hennessy.
Yes. But Eddie, I mean, come on.
Right.
We all love Eddie. And then we have La Chucha and Amora.
Okay, I would Kiki with Amora because that is always a blast.
Yes.
I always end up forgetting the night
Yes, you
when
do.
I Kiki with Amora.
Yes. The shots run quick.
And I would bill Chucha, although she honestly should be billing me because she helps me with so much. She helps me stone things and make
Yes.
outfits for me.
Yes.
But I don't know. I guess I'll bill her just because I don't want to fuck her.
Well, you send each other a bill and call it neutral.
There you go.
Yeah, Chucha was one of my fairy godparents at the live show and was just such a dream, such an angel. I love Chucha. Okay, we have next up.
Ooh.
My drag family.
Oh.
Mama Celeste, Hands, and Shiksa.
Ooh.
Because Shiksa, I have you on camera. I have not finished editing it yet, but I have you on camera also claiming me as your daughter. So I'm calling you my mother.
Okay, I would.
As a leaf falls.
She's here.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Shiksa, I'm sorry.
I would KaiKai with Mama Celeste because I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I would Kiki. I would Kiki with.
So it's Hands and Shiksa. You just did a number with Hands.
I did just do a number with Hands. You
Which
know,
was
I
amazing.
spent enough time with Shiksa, so I will Kiki with Hands because I've been getting to know Hands lately, and I love me some Hands.
Yes.
And yeah, I'd bill Shiksa for something.
Yeah, something.
For
being too gorgeous.
Sure.
Hands had a great time with you, by the way. We were chatting up about the number.
Oh, nice.
And rehearsing, and Hands was like, yeah, Bonita's a good time.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Last set of contestants, excuse me, on our Kiki KaiKai Bill stage, we have Mojo Carter,
Ooh.
who played a great Dom at the entrance of the Hellhole Maze. It was so cute because then afterwards Mojo was like, I'm so sorry, T. I had to be mean, T. And we were like, no, we ate it up. It was great. Speaking of, another one that was in the maze, Mary Weiss. And last but not least, nitrous oxide.
Oh my God.
One of your good Judies, right?
Well, I'm not KaiKaiing that one.
Bill.
Oh Lord. I mean, I'd KaiKai with Mary because who wouldn't?
Yes. That ass.
She is beautiful.
So
Not
sweet.
that the other two aren't, but
Yeah, but so sweet too.
Yeah,
Like, just
very
a
sweet.
sweetheart.
I'd Kiki with Mojo because I love Kikiing with Mojo.
Yes.
Yeah, she's Mojo Carter.
Yes.
And then I would
Mojo fucking
bill
Carter.
Nitrix for I don't know, making me start this horrible journey of drag. I'm just kidding.
You're welcome. Ta-da! You
We did
survived!
it!
Kiki KaiKai Bill! I'm sending you a bill now. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Our next and last game. So sorry. There we go. Let me just drink something because my weed cough is like killing me right now. I'm keeping all this in. Okay. We're back. Now, our last and final game, because you have to run.
I do have to run.
Go to bed wig. I'm going to tell you the name of a video game character,
Okay.
iconic video game characters,
Uh-huh.
and you're going to tell me if they come to the party
Mm-hmm.
or if they go to bed wig.
Go to bed.
Wig.
Wig? What does that mean?
So, shout out Nene Leakes, one of the greatest housewives in all time. Many years ago, she was on Watch What Happens Live, and Kim Zolciak was on the phone. They were talking shit to each other. And Nene Leakes utters one of the classic lines ever, go to bed, wig, stop sleeping with married men. Close your legs to married men. And so go to bed, wig, just to me, like, stuck with me. And because I like using stupid little references, we have made it a game. So it's go to bed wig. This is my also long con to hopefully someday get Nene Leakes on this podcast. So
It'll
I love you,
happen.
Nene Leakes. Yes,
It'll
manifesting. So go to bed wig. They go to bed wig. Go to bed. You're tired, or they come to the party.
Or they come to the party.
Iconic video game characters. First up, we have Laura Croft.
Laura Croft.
from Tomb
come to the
Raider,
party.
right?
Come to the party.
With her little short shorts.
Absolutely.
Yes. Bring some good little treasures with you.
Yeah, she's goals.
Yes. And gold. Did you ever play Tomb Raider?
The PS1
Yes,
version,
yes,
like
yes.
50 billion years ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
same. Oh my God, I used to love me some Tomb Raider. It was so fun. And like, there'd be those times where you kind of get her like stuck in between something, and it's just like, she's just like, the boat can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Icon. Should run for president of video game land. Mario. Super Mario.
Come to the party. That's like if you invited like, I don't know, someone big. That's like inviting RuPaul to
There
your
you
party.
go. Who is Mario's +1 that he's bringing with him that you want?
Well, it's either Peach or Luigi, right? Peach. I want him to
I
bring
want
Peach.
Yeah, Peach, please. Pretty please. How do we feel about a tiny little terror called Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh. Ooh.
little money hungry.
I feel like he'd be annoying.
Rat.
I feel like he'd be a lot. Yeah.
He's like that one tweaker that just keeps circling the party.
Yeah, he'd be. I feel like I'd have to watch him at all times. Like, oh my God, get off of there.
What? Stop trying to steal my necklaces, Sonic. One of my all-time favorites, because it's my all-time favorite game. How do we feel about the twink that is Link from Zelda?
Oh my God, come to the party, please. Come to the party and come to my bed.
You and KaiKai both have a thing for Link.
Absolutely.
My
100%.
my favorite reason from KaiKai was like, yeah, because Link is quiet. Link doesn't talk. It's perfect. Perfect man. I was like, you know what, KaiKai? You're not wrong.
I'm just very twink for twink.
Yes. How do we feel? I think this next character is a little bit of a stoner because they like to eat so much. How do we feel about Pac-Man? You're bringing some good snacks.
Yeah. I'd say Pac-Man's coming to the party.
Yeah.
I would hope Miss Pac-Man came too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
it's obviously
invite
Mary
Pac-Man
Vice.
for Mrs. Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Yes. We really just want Mrs. Pac-Man. Mary Vice as Mrs.
Yeah,
Pac-Man. That was
there you go.
iconic. That was so good. Another icon. I don't know. I feel like maybe he should like lay off the steroids. How do we feel about Donkey Kong? I'm so stupid. I'm sorry.
I feel like Donkey Kong would be very frat bro energy, right?
Yeah, like he might call us British cigarettes and not in the good way.
Ooh, okay. Well, if he's like an awful person, then no, don't come. But I feel like he'd be a good time. I would drink with him.
He's like a Steamworks daddy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, we're rounding out. We have a few more characters on our list of go to bed wig video game characters. How do we feel about good old Pikachu?
Oh, I love Pikachu.
Yeah, he's
Pikachu's
so
so fucking
cute.
cute. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Come to the party.
Pikachu would be like, so to me, Mama Celeste's partner, Cody, is my emotional support person at parties. Like if I'm feeling overwhelmed or like lost, like I don't know anybody, I see Cody across the room.
Yeah.
I feel safe.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I feel like that's Pikachu.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like when when you're at the party and you like find a dog and you're like, oh hi, I'm
Yes.
just gonna be here all night.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was me at Phoebe's house with Icarus. I'm like, hi dog. How do we feel about he feels like he might be a little bit of a love bomber with all his come over here Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
I
He
feel
feels like a
that'd be-
clinger, like a stage 5 clinger.
That'd be a lot. Yeah. Please.
He just suddenly
please
keeps
don't.
showing up on your side.
Yeah. That'd be a lot.
And last but not least, the cutest landlord in the world, Tom Nook from Animal Crossing.
We don't like landlords, do we?
Especially ones that like overcharge you for what they're giving you.
Yeah.
Tom, I see you with your $1 million loans for a tiny little house.
Yeah, I'm not really into that.
Perfect. You survived. Go to bed. Wait.
Oh my God, I did it! Wow.
Well, I would not be rushing through the second section if my sweet, sweet guest did not have to run out of here. So before we let you flutter on to the next event, tell all the unicorns and kittens and puppies and ponies alike where they can find you.
Please find me on Instagram at Bonita Rose Drag. You can also find me at Oasis and El Rio for my other party, All About the Look with El Ophanim. You can find me at Splash San Jose, at the Rick, at Port Bar, at wherever anybody wants to hire me or book me. That is where you can find me. And follow me on Instagram so you can see where I'm going to be at next.
Book her. If you are listening to the audio podcast, come on over to YouTube. We're super, super cute. Come say hi. If you are at your friend's house, open up their computer, subscribe them to the podcast. They'll thank you later. Make sure you like, subscribe. It's the easiest way that you can support the show. And I want you to leave a comment, and I want all of you to guess what color we were quacking. That will be the next color for the next ChromaZone party. Last thing I will ask you to please do, leave an Apple review or anywhere that you're listening to the audio podcast. Reviews really help a tiny little glittery pirate ship radio like mine keep floating and finding new ears. Last but not least, Thank you, Fluid 510. Thank you, Fluid 510. Thank you, Fluid 510. Thank you, Yao. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, Sean, for continuing to support my show and support me and support amazing queer artists that can come sit on the sofa next to me, have a cute little date, and, you know, we get to share the love.
Yeah.
Spread the queerness.
Spread it.
All right. You want to say goodbye?
Bye. ChromaZone, November 30th. All About the Look at El Rio, December 15th.
Today's letter is G. And today's number is, what's your favorite number?
31.
Boom. Ooh, it's backwards of mine, which is 13.
Oh.
Bye.